Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Artem. I am a CPA and the managing partner of Torin Accounting, and welcome to Tax Time. Today, we're going to be covering a great question. The best question we get asked, the question is regarding gifts. Usually, the question we see the most of is, actually that's not true, we see it both ways, but when is a gift taxable? Is a gift taxable? And what is the deal with gifts? And in this video, particularly, I want to emphasize everything we're talking about is generally speaking. There's so many caveats, as with everything in tax, but generally speaking, this is what we'll be talking about, gift taxing today. So the first common question is, are gifts taxable? And yes, the answer is they are, or they may be. Usually it all depends, like I said, but there's an annual exclusion limit. We'll cover that. We'll cover what happens when you go over the annual exclusion limit, what forms you have to file, who has to file them, and who is paying the tax on the gifts made. The first is, let's pretend in this scenario, I received the gift. I received $20,000 from my best friend Ryan that's helping us film this. He just felt so good about it. He said, here's 20 grand. My question is gonna be to my CPA, hey man, I got $20,000, do I need to pay tax on this? It's gonna be a lot of questions the CPA is gonna ask you back. However, generally speaking, the receiver does not pay the gift on the gift tax. That is Ryan's problem to handle. I'm gonna tell him I can't help him because he's a terrible client, but generally speaking, the giver of the gift is responsible for filing and paying taxes or filing the gift tax return using up the exclusion. So again, to recap, if you receive a gift, for this purposes, let's say it's cash, you're good. Enjoy it, use it wisely, don't use it wisely, doesn't really matter, money's yours. How much is the annual exclusion for the gift? This is important, so we're gonna use 2025, 2026 for our scenario, so it's $19,000 per person per year. So let's say Ryan is feeling overly generous and he's giving all his friends gifts, but luckily he consulted a CPA that told him, hey man, the limit's per person. So Ryan says, okay, I'm gonna only gift up to the limit so I don't have to file with the tax returns. So he can give $19,000 to as many people as he wants, as long as not one person, so it's per recipient, receives over $19,000. So that's the general caveat. So you can give gifts to as many people as you want, as long as it's underneath the threshold of $19,000, and you won't have to file a tax return. If you are married, there's some good news. You can elect gift splitting. So let's say in this scenario, I'm married, me and my wife are married, and we want to give our children, we got a lot of them, but we want to gift them $30,000 a piece. We can elect gift splitting. So it's $19,000 per person. So I can give $19,000. My beautiful wife, Becca, can give $19,000. Combined, that limit is $38,000. Now, let's say we give $30,000 a kid, even though we haven't hit the exclusion amount as jointly, you still have to file a gift tax return since you're electing gift splitting. Going over that is, why is there a tax on gifts? So we just kind of want to cover that and what happens if you go over it. And that has to do with your lifetime estate exemption. Currently it's sitting about $14 million. Generally speaking, if you pass away, let's say I passed away and I had assets, cash, real estate, everything you own, and it's all in my name for this example. If it's over that $14 million amount, my estate, so this thing that has to file a tax return after I'm gone, may be subject to tax over that threshold of $14 million in our example. So what the gift tax and the whole reporting piece is set up for is to prevent somebody from gifting away all of their assets prior to them passing, so that their estate's not shrinking below the limits, right? So if you give over the $19,000, in theory, as long as it starts reducing your exemption, your estate exemption. So that's kind of the math of it. So let's say I gave $30,000 and I'm not married, I'm over $11,000 in exemption. That $11,000 is going to reduce my lifetime exemption. We hope that makes sense. So again, it really depends on what your estate looks like. There's a lot of planning there to be done. But what it does is, in your lifetime, as long as you haven't used up your total exemption amount of the $14 million, it's double. If you're married, then that will just reduce your lifetime exemption during your lifetime, and you can keep giving gifts. So what counts as a gift? A gift means there's no strings attached. So you just give the money to somebody clear and clear. You give somebody the money clear and free with no expectation of getting paid back, and it wasn't for services. You can't pretend you're gifting somebody money who's actually performing services for you. That's a whole different topic. So anyway, yep, so you're giving somebody something. It doesn't have to be money, it can be assets, and there's no strings attached. It's a gift. What is not a gift? We've already covered that. A gift is not something that you're expecting to get repaid back. That would be a loan. You have to have paperwork and interest rates and blah, 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 blah. Who cares? If you do care, if you do want to give out a loan to a family member versus a gift and you want to pay it back, you don't want to reduce your estate exclusion, I got good news for you. There are a lot of tax pros that specialize in this, attorneys as well. Definitely consult somebody that specializes in this area if you're trying to do some estate planning and some gift tax planning. A fun fact we did want to cover here is business gift rules. So business gift rules are significantly different than the individual gifts we've been talking about. So if you are a business, this is kind of irrelevant, but a fun Easter egg. If you are a business, there's actually a limit on what you can give as gifts to your vendors, to your clients, to your employees, in order for it to be deductible. And that limit is, anyone care to guess how much it is? You think it's over $1,000? You're way wrong. It's only $25 per gift per person, right? So you can only give 25 bucks as a business as a gift. So let's say you want to do a client appreciation. Like, I'm going to send everybody a $100 gift card to name a place. You can only deduct $25 of that $100 gift card. So important business planning. There are some special exclusions for gifts. So one, if you're married, there is an unlimited exclusion for your spouse. So you can give your spouse as much as you want without having to file a gift tax return. By the way, what is it that you actually have to file? It's separate from your individual income tax return. It has nothing to do with it, really. You file Form 709. Fun fact. A couple of other exclusions. So spousal gifts are unlimited. And if you pay directly for medical expenses or educational expenses, those gifts are outside of the limits as well. On the receiver side, there's generally, if it's just easy transactions like we described, there's generally no reporting on your end. You receive the gift and you go on with your day. And so for a quick example, we've done many examples so far, but we're going to do one final one just to make sure this point drives home. You gift $50,000 to one person in 2025. So the $19,000 will fall under the annual exclusion. Since, if I'm doing my math correctly, we're slightly over the $19,000, the additional $31,000 will reduce your estate exclusion, and a gift tax return is required to be filed. If that is the case, consult a tax pro. They or we will help you through it. And so again, if you're receiving a gift, enjoy it. If you're giving a gift, do some planning. On either scenario, consult with your tax pro before you receive or get it to make sure everything's all good. Thanks for watching. If you watched all the way through, please like and subscribe. I should probably start doing this at the beginning of my videos because nobody's watching this all the way through, but we're learning. Thanks again. Bye.